Hello everyone, I'm Lauren Jones.
And I'm Marcel Johnson.
Coming up on today's show, the sex trade in Louisiana has taken its toll in human trafficking. ZZ Thomas has the second part of her series. Women athletes suffer from some of the same injuries as men do, but one injury plagues the women more than most.
College students in Lafayette juggle money, housing, and a social life while trying to keep up with their studies. The question now is, what happens when they graduate? These stories and more are up next on Louisiana Focus.
California, New York, and Texas are three states leading the nation in reported cases of human trafficking. But the crime was up 25% last year in Louisiana. ZZ Thomas reports on the steps taken to keep local teens safe from sexual predators.
At Greyhound bus stations like this one, located right here in downtown Lafayette, is how millions of predators transport their victims in and out of the state of Louisiana. Louisiana has 500 cases reported on human trafficking. So if you were here today, would you be able to tell if a little girl is being victimized by this horrific epidemic? I have this story for you right here on Louisiana Focus. Teresa Ledea of Hearts of Hope not only explains the horrors of human trafficking, but she also teaches people how to look out for minors with a lot of hotel key cards, cell phones, and barcode tattoos, which indicates that the person has been branded or is someone's property. She especially informs hotel and truck stop employees on what to do, since that is where the crime mostly takes place. The culprit behind these horrific crimes are known to their victim as Pimp, John, or Daddy. These predators look for their victims on the internet on websites like Backpage, Craigslist, and all other sorts of social media. Ledea says that most victims are from the runaway community and are resealing their faith from one bad home to another.
What that looks like for you is talking to your child, using words, giving them a safe place, calling body parts what they are, telling them what a perpetrator looks like, what a perpetrator does, that a perpetrator is not hiding behind a bush, that it may not be the boogeyman and it may not be a monster, and often more times it's someone who they know.
Ledea explains how important it is for parents to talk to their children and build a safe place for them to communicate if something ever did happen, because it can easily be your kid running away on that Greyhound bus. I'm your reporter, Xandri Thomas, for Louisiana Focus.
Injuries are inevitable for many athletes. For women, there is one injury on the fields that seem all too common. Emily Emanis reports on how it happens and what they try to do about it.
Athletes are prone to many injuries, but there's one injury specifically that women are the most prone to.
I tore my right ACL in the end of 2014 and my left ACL in 2016.
It's true that as far as women, most of their ACL injuries come from non-contact.
Una explains how she tore her ACL, and she is just one of the many cases that prove many tears happen from non-contact.
The first time I tore it, I was running after some stupid ball, shouldn't have. And I heard the snap and I knew immediately.
Ashley Newland, another UL soccer player, also tore her ACL, and she explains how her rehabilitation went.
Well, I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. I had to go on crutches and rehab. I had to go to physical therapy.
Ashley explains how the mental aspect of rehab can be very detrimental to the recovery process.
It was all mental because you don't realize that walking and just bending your knee is such an easy thing until you can't do it anymore, and you see people do it not even thinking about it.
An ACL tear recovery time can take about 8 months to even a year. I spoke with Mr. Vach and asked him if there was any way you can help prevent an ACL tear.
There's a lot of different ways you can prevent an ACL injury. Now, a lot of it comes down to with strengthening the muscles around the joint, strengthening the mechanics as far as how you're moving and how you're jumping, landing, all those kind of things. So is it possible to prevent it? Yeah, absolutely.
An ACL tear does happen to more women than it does men, but it can be preventable with the right exercises. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Emily Manis.
Getting a college diploma is the dream of most UL students. They hope to achieve it without going broke. And Tiara McKay reports on where they now look for help when times get tough.
While trying to find balance between studying, buying Scantrons, purchasing books, and housing, college can be a burden for students.
Like for the longest, for the first 2 months of school, I didn't even have any books. And you have to kind of go about meeting the right people and talking to the right people just to get these different, these grants and scholarships, which I feel like isn't beneficial, because I feel like you should be able to come in and know these things off the jump so that you can actually get an education and do good in school.
I'm an international student, so as an international student, we face a lot of financial struggles, especially not knowing what services we have on campus. For example, I didn't know that I could go to the Cloyd Hall and get an eye clicker if I couldn't afford one for any of my geology or communication classes. I didn't know that if I wanted to get a Scantron, I could easily go to the SGA office or any office on campus who would be able to provide me the Scantron. The little tiny things that make our lives easier as students, we have no knowledge of it.
Dr. Bowie advises students to take the initiative to ask questions and take advantage of their free resources, but not to let finances stop them from obtaining their degrees.
I look at a student loan as an investment in yourself. In other words, if standing between you and earning a college education is a student loan, then take out the student loan.
Fortunately, programs like the Student Support Services located in this building offers resources for those struggling. The Student Support Services offer financial advising, career counseling, book loans, scholarships, and more. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Tiara McKay.
Gaining good experience in a career before graduation is a goal for some students. Dayon Brewer reports on how public relations students found a way to get on-the-job training.
Most students have to leave campus to gain experience in their career field. Students like Nadia now have it right at their fingertips.
And it's a breeze. It makes life a whole lot easier to get experience, an internship, and just find things to do that's in my field and I have to go searching for it.
They now have a student-run PR firm where students get the opportunity to gain experience and receive college credit.
Public relations firm, so that allows students with education in advertising and marketing and public relations to be able to get real life, real in the field experience.
They are able to meet on campus and discuss clients.
That being a way that they are, what's a word that I can use?
Kelsey says working with real clients prepares students for the real world. The latest client is Project Front Yard. This opportunity has changed many students' lives already.
So now that the PR firm is on campus here, I don't have to worry about having to schedule stuff for school, work, and trying to get my experience off campus and trying to find internships when it's hard to apply and make time for it with everything going on in life.
Students can now get their education and gain experience in their career field all in one place. For Louisiana Focus, I'm Dayon Brewer.
That's all the time we have for Louisiana Focus. Our producer is Dayon Brewer.
And our director is Jasmine Tillery. Our faculty advisor is Dr. William Davey, and I'm Marcel Johnson.
And I'm Lauren Jones. We'll see you next month on Louisiana Focus.